All right, today we're going to go over the system we did in this 2024 Ford Bronco Raptor. This customer actually came to us from out of state, which is pretty cool. He made a drive over here and stayed in town and did a few things while we tried to knock it out for him. This system, the factory system in this, had the base audio package. It did not have the B&O. So we'll go over a couple things maybe throughout the video that we had to do a little bit differently than using the regular adapters we would use in a Ford Bronco or a Ford truck with the B&O system. So we'll take you through what we did. So starting in the back here, you can see we didn't have a lot of room to work with, so we kept everything in factory locations. You know, he's got a lot of storage here for drawers and gear, and there's a refrigerator that goes here. Really cool rack system and stuff. So, but made it a little bit harder for us to find space for everything. So we use the JL Audio Stealth Box. It's a pre-made box made by JL Audio with a 10-inch woofer. Goes in the factory location of the factory subwoofer. And then all you have to do is really cut out the portion for the grill. It's a little bit bigger, so I'll show you a little bit of those pictures. As for the amplifier, we use a JL Audio VX 1000/5i amp. That runs the entire system, front speakers, rear speakers, and subwoofer. We chose that amplifier because it has a built-in DSP, digital sound processing, so we can tune the vehicle really easy, pretty small footprint, and we didn't have a lot of room for multiple amps in this vehicle. So what we did, since there's no room to put it anywhere back here, with all this, it's going to be easy accessible. You'll see that there's some racks up in here, and I'll get you a close-up, but we were able to put it on the back side of one of the racks up here, kind of tucked up out of the way, but it's still somewhat serviceable. Like if we need to get to it to tune it or check anything from it, we can still reach some of the wires without tearing all of this stuff apart to get to the amplifier. For the rear speakers, we did the JL Audio Vex Pods. These are kind of like made for power sports like Razors and Rangers and things like that, side-by-sides, but they work really well in these Broncos. We've done them probably in about 3 or 4 different Broncos, and they turn out really nice. What we do is we machine some brackets out of aluminum and then some plastic, and then we're able to mount that to some factory mounting locations, to the factory roll bar, and they fit up there really nice. The other thing we did is they make a downfire light adapter that you can add to these. We hook those up to this switch right here. So it downlights his upper tray, and then we also made an LED bar across the top here that shines down with this same switch. In the front of the vehicle, we did Focal Flax 6.5-inch separates, and we used their slim line on the 6.5 because there's not a lot of room for depth for speakers in the front factory kick panels. We put those in the factory location, 6.5-inch down low in the kick panel, factory location, under factory grill, and then we did the tweeter in the dash where we built a little plate and then put the tweeter in there, and it also fits behind the factory grill. So there's nothing that looks out of place or not stock up front. One of the things I did want to mention is, since it does have the base audio system, there's not really a plug-and-play adapter to get the signal from the factory radio to an aftermarket amplifier. So after doing lots of research and working on a couple vehicles, we've found that the front speaker outputs on the base model audio system have full range output. So we took the signal from those front speaker leads and sent those to the amplifier. However, in order for that to stay working, you have to put load resistors in line on the speaker wires so that the factory radio can see or think that there's still speakers hooked up to it and not just an amplifier. Those are 6 ohm load resistors. So we put those in there. We also had to put those on the rear speaker outputs of the factory radio, just so that it didn't shut off the factory radio. We aren't using the rear speaker outputs because the rear speaker outputs are crossed over, I think at about 120 hertz and up, and we wanted our rear speakers to play a little lower. So doing that, we did lose the factory fader front to rear. So what we did is we used a JL Audio DRC 205 bass knob, which is a dual bass knob, and we have it set up so one of the dials does the rear speaker attenuation, and then the other dial does the subwoofer attenuation. So if they did want to turn the rear speakers off, they could use that knob instead of using the fader on the deck. Well, as you can see, this Bronco is fully outfitted. I just wanted to say that we didn't do all the lighting and stuff. I believe he had a shop down where he lives do all this, and I must say they did a great job. We see a lot of wiring from other accessory places, and whoever did this build, they did an excellent job. You can see with all the Baja lights and winch and bumpers and racks, but everything we ran into looked really great. So kudos to the guys that did that. Maybe tag yourself or something in one of the comments if it was you. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Hopefully there might be something useful in this video for you that'll help you with one of your installs. We'll also link here at the end. I usually do, how much product costs were and then how much labor we had into it as far as hours. Product costs, we always put that at retail when we do a video. We usually give the customers discounts off retail, but we just can't really advertise that way. So anyway, if you see those prices, those are all retail prices on product and things that we use, and those are the hours that we spent working on the vehicle. So if that helps you bid a job or know how long it's going to take, or if you're going to another shop, it might help you out. So thanks again for watching. If you like this, maybe shoot us a comment, a like, or subscribe. That'd be great. See you on the next one.